and I'd like to welcome everyone. I'm assuming you can all see my slides here. And as we start, I really want to acknowledge country. I'm coming to you. I know that we're all on different land at the moment. I'm coming to you from the Yugambeh country of the Bundjalung Nation. So I'd like to really acknowledge and pay my respects to the Yugambeh people and to pay respects to the past, present and emerging elders and the country that each of us is living on and are sustained by today. I'm also mindful that within and without the buildings and the concrete, the country always was and always will be Aboriginal land. So feel free to jump on and pop in the chat which country you are zooming into us from today, and we will get started right now. So before we get started, I just want to thank the SCPA for putting on this workshop. I am a student myself. I am a PhD student at SCU. I'm hoping to submit my PhD in the next 2 weeks. So if I look tired, I'm apologising. It's been a very busy time, but I would like to just do a little shout out to some of the upcoming workshops that the SCPA, which is your postgraduate association, are running. So we have a financial wellbeing webinar coming up. I think that's next Wednesday. And then I am actually running something that's a bit different. It's not quite, it's more of a wellbeing experience that I'm offering. So in about 2 weeks' time, on Tuesday, the 10th of May, I am going to be running a nature-based experience. So if you would like to register to that one, you're welcome to come along. We're going to meet for 10 minutes and have a little introduction, and then you're going to put your headphones on, go for a walk with an audio recording where I will guide you through a series of observational drawings. It's a bit of relaxation, and then we'll come back and share what we've done in our little walk. So it's a bit different, but for today, I'm sure you are all here to learn about PowerPoint, and I've got a bunch of different things that I wanted to share with you about PowerPoint today. But before we actually get started, I would like to encourage everyone here to maybe, if possible, to open up PowerPoint, either on your laptop, or if you use PowerPoint through Office 365 online, to sort of pop that up. Sometimes it can be a bit hard to do a Zoom meeting and do other things at the same time. It's completely up to you, but I would like to provide some time today where you can have a go, because we always learn best when we do things. I don't want to talk the whole time. So I'd encourage you, as we get started now, if you haven't already, pop that open. Does anyone have any questions about doing that, or are you all okay? You're all okay? Coolio. So I've got 3 main things that I want to talk to you guys about today. So the first one is not to do with creating a video, but it's a little bit about the accessibility features that we have with PowerPoint. If you're, say, presenting, there's a few little things I want to show you with that one. I want to talk to you about, it says shapes, it should really be images, which is something that's really important, how we can import images, what types of images and shapes and charts and 3D models that we can access through PowerPoint. And I've got some really good tips that I will send you guys with links for where to find ethical images and audio for your videos. And then finally, I've got a few little tips to share about how to create animations and how to create videos within PowerPoint. So if I was to share with you how to make a video in PowerPoint, this session would be over in 5 minutes, because it's literally 3 clicks. It's the easiest thing in the world. But I want to show you some ways where you can build a really beautiful presentation to really make your ideas come across effectively. Are we all good? Okay, so let's get started. So what I wanted to share you, it's one little tiny tip for captioning in terms of your accessibility. Now, I haven't used the captions today because the captions are only actually available through the online PowerPoint. Has anyone here used PowerPoint online before? Now, as SCU students, which I'm assuming you all are, I'm going to drag it across here, you all should have access to free Office 365. So you actually have access to it. So with your, I'm assuming you've signed up with your student emails. You can actually go on, I don't know what the website is, but I just literally type in PowerPoint online and then it comes up. But this is me already logged in here. So when you click on it, you'll just need to log in with your SCU email and then your little password, and you'll be able to use this as well. So what I'm showing you this for is that this has features that the actual application on your laptop does not offer. So what I wanted to show you first, to make, if you ever need to present with PowerPoint and you want to make your presentations more accessible for a wide variety of people, you have the option of, let me just click on here. You have the option of using subtitles in your presentation. So I had shared, you can see that I've shared my screen there for you. But if you were to be presenting online, say on Zoom, or even in real life, and you had your PowerPoint, which we haven't done in such a long time, but you had your PowerPoint shared in a conference room or something like that, you may be able to log on to here, and you can see here that I have clicked use subtitles. It's a pretty simple thing to do. And what I might just click here to share this. And what actually happens when you're sharing your PowerPoint, it automatically captions what you're sharing. So it's a really great little feature that you can use. It's quite good. It keeps up relatively well. And so for people who have hearing issues, they actually have a lot more accessibility to your presentations if you do it this way. Now, I would say that the captioning AI for PowerPoint is actually quite accurate, maybe even more accurate than the YouTube captioning, which I don't know if anyone else has used, but if you upload a video to YouTube, it actually does caption your work for you, and you can turn that on, which is really good because it's important that we consider, well, not just people who are hearing impaired, but, you know, people who want to watch a video and not have the audio on, and, you know, you might be sneaky watching a video while you're at work. That's what I'm always doing. So captioning is a really important thing, and it's very easy to do. So the only thing I did was click, which I'll escape from here, click this button here, and you're able to do it. Now, if you have Office 365 on your computer for your PowerPoint app, you actually should have that facility within the actual program itself. Unfortunately, on my computer, I work under, is it 2019 or something? So my PowerPoint is not that strong. It doesn't offer those extra things. Has anyone heard of this before and or used it before? No, so we're going to switch back later on to have a look at some of the capacities of the Office 365 here, but I'm just going to move it across here. But I just wanted to share that with you before we got started, because I think it's a little something that you may want to use in the future. So the reason I haven't used that the entire time is that I actually am going to be not sharing a presentation as such, but I'm going to be doing while we're talking here. So what I'm going to do, it's up to you. If you want to like split your screen or something, or if you're really lucky like me and you've got two screens, maybe you can pop PowerPoint up on one, have me on the other, and then we can do this together. So please tell me if you want me to slow down, if you're trying to do things with me, or if I'm going excruciatingly slow, maybe say you can go a bit quicker. I'll try and find a happy medium.
Hey, Kate, I've just got a question.
Go for it.
If you were recording a PowerPoint, and I don't know, you might cover this, but say you were to present a PowerPoint, if you were to record it, do the subtitles, does it record your voice as well, or just the subtitles? You know, like as you were talking, it was capturing what you were saying. So
Yes.
if you were to submit an assignment like that, would your voice be on it, or just the subtitles?
Well, if you're creating a video, I'll show you both ways.
Okay.
Which I wonder whether I should actually jump right ahead and show you that. I'm assuming that most of you are wanting to learn how to create a video with PowerPoint because you have perhaps an assignment where you need to do a presentation. Am I correct?
Yes. Also too, because I've actually probably got 80% of mine done, but also with a video, can you make it loop while you're talking? So it's just a scene and I just want it to loop rather than go for like 15 seconds and then stop and I've still got a few words to say.
The animation that you've made or the video?
It's just a video off the iPhone. So it's just a scene of the river with stuff happening and it only goes for about 10 seconds. But I know when I talk, it just goes a little bit long. So all of a sudden, this moving river just stops and it looks a bit weird. But I didn't know if you could loop as well as then doing your recorded voice.
I'm not sure about that. What I would do probably is, how long is it? Is it really long or is it just a few?
I'll go and check.
There'd be a few different ways that you can do that. But to answer those questions, I might actually skip ahead from what I'm about to do and I'll come back to it. And I might just show you the really simple ways that PowerPoint has to record something that's not an animation as such, but more a presentation. And you talking and recording and talking through your slides, because I have a feeling that that might be really helpful right now. So everyone can see. What I might actually do is, okay, so on PowerPoint, I hope everyone can see this here. You've got all these different things along here. I'm in under slideshow right now, the different tabs. And under slideshow, you should have this section here, which is record slideshow. Hopefully everyone has that. I know it might look a little different for Mac. I work on a PC, but what you can do is you click on this here. Sorry, let me just. Oh, this is the problem with having multiple screens. It's popping up on another screen. Give me a sec. I've got to just figure out, if I move it over here, I might have to stop sharing. Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to stop sharing for a minute, sorry. And what that will do, because I've got multiple screens, when I press that button, nothing happens because it's popping up on another screen. So I am going to share the current screen that I have, screen 1. And then I'm going to, okay. All right, can you see a black screen with the, all right, beautiful. I'll move your videos across to the other side. So this is what pops up. And this is where you can do your recording. So you can see that I've actually got it on this side here, and you have options to record your voice. And what it does is it goes, so hold on, I'll just click, like I could go back here and I could hit record and I could just record onto this slide, or I can continue talking. So I'm going to actually do it. I'm going to hit record and it gives me a little countdown. So today I'm going to talk to you about this thing with shapes, and then you could keep talking. And then if I want to move to the next slide, I just use this little arrow here and I click across, and I'm going to keep talking and blah, 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 blah. And then I'm going to stop because I don't want to waste your time. And what happens there is I will just shut out of that and bring this up here. Can you now see my program? So what happens when you do that is you can see actually that there's a little audio thing in the bottom corner. And what that does, I'll go back to this one. Hopefully you can hear this. Just let me know if you can. So today I'm going to talk to you about this thing with shapes, and then so you can see that there's a little bit of audio on each slide. So that's one option. You can have your voice in the background and then your slides come through and you export your video. The other option that you have, which is, all right, it's worked this time, is down the bottom right-hand corner. You can actually put, I'm going to have to turn my video. There's a funny thing that you can't use a video for more than one application. So I've got to do a bit of whipping around here. So I'm just stopping my video in Zoom so that hopefully I can open this little fellow up here and it will work for me. There I am. So you can actually put yourself into the video as well with PowerPoint if you wanted to have your face in the frame. So I'm going to record here and it's going to record over what I did before. So you actually have lots of chances to rehearse and make mistakes and do all sorts of things within the PowerPoint recording a video function. So I'm just going to do it so that we don't. So what I'm doing is I can record this and I'm talking like this and you can see my body here and whatnot. And then I can go to the next slide and do the same thing and I'm going to stop. So you can see that it's quite easy. You can stop and you can pause and then you can replay it. So I'll play here. This and I'm talking like this and you can see my body here and whatnot. And then the next slide and do the same thing. Okay, so you've got lots of ability to play with it within PowerPoint, and it's really quite easy to do. But the next step I'm assuming that you're all wondering about is how do we turn this into a video? Does anyone have any questions before I share how to do that? Nope. All right. So what you see when you're creating it's just a slideshow like you'd normally be creating, and you're adding these audio points and video points into the bottom corner. And I do believe you can move where your face is around as well and change the sizes. And what you actually do is once you've got it right, and now, so if for you, with the question about the video, I'm assuming that you would have the video inserted into PowerPoint to do that?
Yes.
You're recording like that, and then you found that the video runs up before then. I do wonder if we have the ability to just loop the video within. The other option I was thinking, which there might be a little, I'll turn my camera back on for you. Then the other option might be to have the same video across two slides and you just move across to the next slide and it starts up again. It might be a little jaggy for a second, but that could be an option. Let me think about it. When I send you guys off for an activity later, we will, I will brainstorm that one for you. So what you do is that you get your whole presentation, you get all your little audio points on there. You can decide that one of them's wrong and go back in and edit it, which is really cool. And once you've got it all done, we're going to pretend that I have got it all done. All you need to do to create your video is you go File and then Export. I will show you how to do this again later. And then you create a video. And you just click Create Video and it will do it for you. So that's just a little, I've kind of gone out of order. It takes, depending on the size of the video, it takes about 30 seconds to maybe a few minutes if it's a really big video, and it will export it. I don't really want to do it now because I haven't actually created a good video there, but we'll export it to like your downloads or somewhere, and then you'll just grab that file and you can watch it and then go, oh, it's not quite what I want, and then you can go back and fix it. Okay, so that's a little sort of sneak peek of what we're going to get to by the end of today. So that's some of the capacities. I'm just going to stop sharing and get myself comfortable again, because I find it quite difficult with my multiple screens. Does anyone have any questions before we move on to talk about where we can get our pictures from?
Sorry, Katie, just to clarify then, so when you were recording, if you'd put subtitles on, the subtitles will appear in the saved version as well?
Now, my only problem that I haven't figured out the answer to with my version of PowerPoint, which is 2019, I can't use PowerPoints to record captions on my program. Now, it is on the online thing, but I can't actually record myself online. I can only present online.
Okay, so you would just, when we get to play with it, that I would just test that. I just do what you do.
Yeah, so if you have the capacity in your program to use subtitles, then yes, it would work.
Good.
I don't, and the workaround, there's a few different workarounds for that, but I do find that if I say uploaded my video to YouTube, it has captioning as well. So there's many ways that we can do this.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. All right, so let's share this screen and get back into it. Feel free to pop questions in the chat, or please turn your mics on and just interrupt me as well, because we're all working here together. So shapes, and I am aware of the time, so we're going to go over this really quickly. What I have for you is a whole bunch of links that I'm going to send you. So don't bother writing anything down. I'll send everyone the slides for this today. These links take you to a bunch of different places, because it's really important that if we're making presentations and videos, that we have really good images to support ourselves, or even icons and things like that. So these links, they're beautiful, they're free. A lot of them have options for you to pay things. Please ignore that. Generally, you don't need to pay. Make sure when you go there, for example, I'm just going to click on this one here and it will pop up somewhere. I'll drag it across. Hold on, sorry. So there's Creative Commons is really important for you to use, which means that you can use those images freely in your videos. This one here, it's got heaps. It's not just images. It has videos, stock music, sound effects, video templates, and then the unsplash.com is a lot of really great images and things like that. So those links are there for you to use at your leisure later. But what I want to show you, and I'm going to just step back up to this slide here, is the capacities that PowerPoint has just within the program itself to insert pictures as well. So you have the option, we should all know this, how to insert. We click insert pictures and you can get them from pictures that you've taken, pictures that you've already saved. So you can do that way. But within PowerPoint, you actually can click on online pictures and you can just search for whatever you want. So you don't have to go out elsewhere and search for them. Within PowerPoint, you can click here, see how up here it's got Creative Commons only. That means that I am able to use all of these images that have come up. They're all fine to use. So, click on that one and insert. Takes a few seconds, but here it is. So it's really that simple. So I'm just going to get rid of that one there. The other option that we have is to insert icons. Now, I really like the icons from PowerPoint. I find them really good. But what's great about them is that, say, for example, I'm going to pick this fellow here, pop it here. It's fine, but I have the ability to resize that icon, and I also have the ability to change, as I've done with these ones here, to change their colors, which makes them look a little bit more like the black is sometimes, it doesn't quite work, but you can change the colors to whatever you want as well. So that's a little tip. Has anyone used the icons in PowerPoint before?
Not for a while.
I really like they're newer, and there's more and more coming as we go. So I find the icons really useful. And then this one, I haven't used it, but because I haven't had a use for it, but the 3D models are actually really interesting. And I think depending on what your assignment is, the 3D models, has anyone used these before?
I played with it the other day. And it's quite, yeah, it is quite interesting. Yeah.
It's a bit of fun. And later on, if we have time, we might have a play with them. But like, for example, I can't think of a practical use for them other than a bit of a fun use for them.
Well, I actually was playing with, I probably won't use the slide, but I just had an image of the beach for one of our sites and I didn't have a picture of a dog. So I just went in and grabbed one of those dogs and just used part of it, like just the back end of it, not the head. Yeah, just as an image. And it actually worked quite well.
Yeah. So later on, when I've got a little bit of an animation scene, I have used one. I haven't got it working really well. I think we need a bit more time to play with it. But so there's these diagrams, and obviously you can move them and you can animate them as well. So you can
I didn't do that.
I think I animated that, and so he's going to slowly turn around. Maybe if it was like an anatomy thing and you were doing some sort of nursing, and I'm sure that that's available there. So, there's lots of options there. So I really wanted to just share with you, there's so many ways that we can get our images and our video and our audio in, as long as we do it ethically, and all of those links are going to really help you to do that. So I want to move us along to a few little, when I say animation, we're not doing like Mickey Mouse animation. I'm just referring to little simple ways that you can draw focus in your presentations when you're sharing information. So one of the ways that you can do that is as simple as what I did before, which is, I'll show you up here so that you can see how it was done. It's nothing fancy. And this is perhaps a little long way to do it. For example, I had 3 things I wanted to talk about. When I moved to this one, these guys are grayed out. I changed their colors. Like I showed you before, they're grayed out, and this one is the focus of that point. This one is the focus. Oh, look, there's my little video there. And then it moves along. That's a really simple way to animate a slideshow to create focus on what you want to talk about. But that's not what I'm going to teach you today. What we're going to do is we're going to use morph transition with some cropping. So it's the activity that we're going to do. And I want to show you this one here that I created earlier. So this one here uses a really simple technique to bring focus and highlight each little thing. It's really simple. So that's what we're going to learn to do. So Beth, if you click on insert images, are they all okay to use with copyright? Yes, if you have the right thing clicked. So you search ocean. I'll search that. If this is clicked here, Creative Commons only, then yes, it's okay to use them. And actually, you'll find that it gives you, I think let's say if I click this, it gives you the, well, that one hasn't, but sometimes it will actually give you the author or the creator's details in there that you can use as well. It hasn't with that one, but other ones do it as well. So you're able to reference them if you need to. Does that answer your question, Beth? So as long as that little Creative Commons box is ticked, they're okay to use. And the same with all of those links that I've given you. You'll be able to sort of click a filter that says free, and you'll go for it there. So we're going to learn today to do this morph transition. Is everyone ready? The first thing that we have to do is I'm going to, so open up PowerPoint. I've got a new slide here. So what you want to do, I don't want you to waste too much time finding a picture, but you want to find a picture that maybe has multiples of something in it so that you can draw attention to each little thing. So how we might do that, I'm going to insert the picture that I've already, well, actually, maybe I won't. I'm going to be adventurous with you all. Online picture. So take a few seconds to choose a picture that you want. I've gone insert online pictures. And I might, oh, look at those birdies. They might be cute. I'm going to choose that one. I'll choose one of these ones. But feel free, ask me questions if you need any help doing this. I'm going to go real slow here so that you can follow along. I'm just choosing a picture. I think that looks easy. We insert this fellow. All right. Please tell me to slow down if I am being too quick here. I've inserted my picture. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that picture. So I'm going to press Control-C to copy that picture. Or you could right-click and copy. It's completely up to you. And what I want to do now is I'm going to change this picture into grayscale. So I need to make sure that the picture is selected. And then up in format here, I'm going to go over here onto color, and I'm going to just change it to grayscale like this. And to be honest, you could do any type of changing of color, but I like grayscale. So I'm going to pick that one there. And then what I'm going to do is Control-V this time, which is paste. Pop my picture back on top. Okay, so, and then I'm just going to line it up. How is everyone going there? So we've inserted a picture, any picture we want. We're going to control and copy it. Then we're changing it to grayscale, which is up the top in our format tab, color, grayscale. And then we're pasting the picture back on, Control-V, lining it up. Now what we need to do is we need to duplicate this slide. So over on the little column down the side here, I'm going to right click on the slide and click duplicate slide and make sure I'm on the second slide. Are we all good there? Mm-hmm. Awesome. Okay, that'll save us a lot of time having to redo it every time. So what we're going to do here is we're selecting the color picture that's at the front now and making sure the format tab is open by clicking up there. I'm going to crop this image, but I'm not going to crop it into a square. I'm going to crop it into a particular shape. So how I do that is I click the little arrow, the chevron, I guess, down the bottom, and I'm going to click on crop shape. I'm going to choose a circle. You can do whatever you want. And you'll notice that it really doesn't look like anything's happened there. You've got to make sure you go up the top here and click crop again. And you end up with this little shape. All good so far? What I'm going to do is crop the image so that it goes over the one that I want to focus on. So I'm just sort of using these little tabs, pushing it down, getting what I want. Okay? Mm-hmm. So, and then that's what I want. And then I'm going to just click away, and I'm actually, once you click away, you can move that fellow, but I'm going to go like that. Oh, I like how it makes it a little bigger. You'll see how that works later. But anyway, I'm all good with that. What I'm going to do now is duplicate that slide. Tell me to slow down if you need me to. Is everyone okay? Duplicate slide. So now we've got our third slide. I'm not going to do this too many times, but what we do is we click on here. We click on format, click on crop. Alrighty, so what we're doing this time is we're actually moving the image, which it'll move in the background here like this, so that we can choose a different thing to focus on. Don't worry that it's moving around. That guy's boring. I'm going to keep moving across and I'm going to find this fellow. He's totally cute. And I might change the shape just for fun. Oh, it's a bit tricky. All right, we good? I like that one. Now I need to just click away from it so that I can actually move the image. Once it's clicked away, I've got it cropped. I'm going to move it back over the top of where that fellow is. Is that all okay? And now we're going to duplicate the image. Now you would do this as many times as you needed to. I'm just going to do it really quickly one more time. So I'm duplicating the slide over here. And now I'm on this one. I'm clicking on it, clicking on format, clicking on crop. And then I'm going to say hello to this little birdie here. Whoop. That one there. And now I have to click away so that I can move him back to where he belongs. And then I'll do this really obviously, which I don't think is necessarily the best choice, but I'm going to do it so that you can see what resizing it does to it. Okay, so we've got that done. What we need to do to create the morph transition is that we need to go back over here to the first slide that we had, to click on that. And now I'm going to select all four of those slides, which how I'm doing that is I'm going to hold down the shift key and I'm clicking with my mouse, but I guess you could arrow down if you needed to make sure all four of those are selected. Are we all good?
Mm-hmm.
All good. Okay, thank you. Then what we're going to do is we're going to apply a morph transition, which is up the top on the tab here. There's transitions. And we're going to apply morph transition. Okay, so that's applied that to all of those there. So I'll just go back here and because this is in the middle of a larger slideshow, it's a little trickier, but I'm going to go to slideshow and go from current slide. Now I have to manually click through this because I haven't created it as a video yet, but I will just click here and you'll see how it's focusing on there. It's moving across. And then this one, see how actually it's quite good, really. It made it bigger, but anyway, it's a really simple little technique, but I think it's actually quite smooth and can really make your presentations that little bit more schmick. So how we go about, I'm going to wait for a second and I'm just going to give you guys a chance to have a look at that on your own. And if there's someone who's super brave and they want to share their screen and show us, I would absolutely love that as well. Does anyone want to share their one? Have a think about it. What I'm going to do is show you how to create this into a really short little video. So what I'm going to do, maybe when I'm finished doing this, someone might be willing to share theirs on the screen. So I'm just going to open a new document just because it's easier here. And I'm going to copy these across. Okay, so I've just copied that slide. So that's, I don't know if you know that or not, but you can actually copy the slide on this side and just plonk it into a new document, which can be really helpful rather than having to copy everything on the page here. You can just copy a whole slide and plonk it somewhere else. So pop it there and Control V. There we go. I'll delete that top one. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a video here of this to show you what it looks like. Is anyone willing to share theirs? Nope. Okay. So what I'm doing, again, I'm pressing File. Ian, did you want to share?
I can share mine.
Let me just create this video and then I'm going to stop sharing while it's downloading it and then you can share your screen. Okay, so we press file, we go export, create a video. Now it says seconds. This is the thing when you haven't got talking in it. It has an automatic 5 seconds on each slide. When I did the recording before and I added my talking, if I talked for 20 seconds on one slide and 3 seconds on the next, it would actually use those timings to create the video. When there's no audio, it just has an automatic 5 seconds. Now that's way too long and kind of boring for what I've just created. So I'm going to actually do 0.5. You play with it yourself. If you decide to do it this way, you do whatever timing you want. I'm saying 0.5 and I'm hitting create video. All right. So while it's thinking, oh, it does that. So you have to label it. I'd forgotten that. So I'm going to put it in downloads because it'll be easier for me to get rid of later. 30s. Okay, stopping share and you're good to go, Ian. And feel free to pop questions in the chat. I can answer those as well. Kittens. Oh, we're looking at, Ian, we can see the present, which is fine. We can look at that tiny, there we go. Beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful. Little subtle, hey, because it's kind of, they were sort of black and white in some sections anyway, which is very cool. Cool. Round of applause. Thank you for sharing it. It's scary to share. So I will share my screen again and show you this little video that we just made here, which I hope you've all given it a shot if you wanted to create your own video. So I'm just going to open this guy up from, okay. So this is my video I just created. Couple of clicks, it's a little MP4 file and it's done. Did everyone get that done? Not yet. You can do it later. Sometimes it's a lot. It's a lot to listen and work at the same time. So I'll just minimize that and we will move on. So you can see here that to create the video that I showed you before of the little hungry caterpillar one, it took this many slides. And how I added an extra picture on this one because I thought, oh, well, maybe to tell the story, the caterpillar had got really fat. And so on that last one, I just added this guy here and that's how that popped in. So the next use of morph transitions that I want to teach you is, well, I've called it the pop-up method. So this is, ignore these words. This is a little bit from my thesis. I'm doing an arts-based thesis and using this methodology. And what I've done is created a simple way to focus on sort of each of these little things. And maybe I'd be saying, you know, so the ecologies of artographic knowing are entangled, and I might have made like lots more time in between them, but I created this really simple little graphic there. And I'm going to teach you how to do that now. So what we're going to need to create that, and I'll just give you a little sneak peek of how that's done. It's really simple. What we're going to do is we're going to look for, now you could do this with icons, inserting the icons that we saw before, or you could insert pictures, but let's just choose 3 things so that we don't have to take too much time. Let's choose 3 images to insert into a new slide. Okay. I might do 3D models. I don't know if that'd be interesting. Oh, little monsters. I don't do that. So everyone insert 3 images of your choice, icons, pictures, photos, or whatever it is that you're working with. Insert 3. You can do more than 3 if you want, but we're just going to try and, as you can see, this is taking ages because it's talking online. So they're all selected, but I'm going to move. Okay. I'd be fascinated to see if I animated each of those, whether the animation, the video, I'm going to do it anyway. Please don't copy me here unless you really feel like it. This, I've never done this before, but I'm going to try and add an animation here of the turntable. So that's then turning like that. And we'll see how that goes. So once you've inserted your 3 images, what we want to do is we're going to duplicate our slide and we're going to do it 3 times, 4 times. So that there's, so 3 times so that there's 4 of them all up. Okay. How are we going? All good? All right. So what we are going to do is that first one I'm going to leave alone. And then the second slide here, I want to move this guy up to the center. I probably should have made them a bit smaller, but it's all right. I'm just going to move him up to the center. It's looking dumb. All right, give me a sec. I'm going to delete them all. I'll make them all a bit smaller. Now, I wanted to show you, now, if I highlight all of these with my shift, I can resize them all together. So I'll just make them a bit smaller. And then the other thing that you can do if you're trying to arrange things on the screen is if they are all highlighted like that, all selected, I click on Format, and then I have the Align. So this is just a quick way if you've got multiple elements on your PowerPoint slide, if you want to tidy them up a little bit, you can just distribute them horizontally. So it didn't do a lot there, but if you've got something that's all out of whack, you can actually go to Format and then Align, and you can tidy up the positioning of things just so things are nice and tidy in your presentations. Okay, so I'll duplicate that. Has everyone had time to create their 4 identical slides? All good, great. So slide 2, I'm just moving this fellow up here. Now, if I want to make him bigger, I could just resize him using the little circle things. But if we want to have a consistent look as to the same resizing, what I can do is click on Format. Now, depending, it'll look different up here for you if you just have an image, but the functionality should be the same. You can actually change the size here. So I might change him. I'm just going to hit 10. So all of them, when I resize them all, I'm going to take them all to 10. So that'll help you be more consistent with your sizing. And then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure they're placed in exactly the same spot. I could eyeball it and just figure it out myself, but sometimes I like to use the grid lines. So this just helps you with your designing in PowerPoint. So you go to View and turn the grid lines on. I'm not sure if you can see that on your screens because it's quite faint, but there's a grid that comes up and that can really help you. And you just turn it off later. So I'm going to make sure, and also you can see how the little red lines appear when it says it's in the center. So I'm going to choose right at the top. That's where my fellow goes. And then I'm going to repeat that step. So, but for this guy. So I'm going to move him straight up and make sure that he's in the same spot as before. And I'm going to hit Format, change him to 10 so that he's a similar, although he doesn't have to go as big because he was already pretty big. And then same thing over here. Oh, okay. Oops. Oh, give me a sec. There we go. Move him up the top, change him to 10. Are we all ready? Now, same step as before, we're going to highlight all of the thingy-majigs on the side here. I'm holding shift down and I'm clicking on them all, and I'm just adding a morph transition. Transition, morph. So I'm going to have a little look and see what I did. Okay, so I've arrowed left and they've started. Now you can actually, in the animation of this, how they're turning around, you can change the speed so they turn faster. But my little experiment did not work because the animation is dumb here. It's not seamless. I thought it would continue to do it, but that's okay. You live and you learn. It's all about experimenting here. So it's not quite as smooth with my animation, but you can see how that was quite simple to do. Does anyone have any questions about that or would love to share what they just created? Nope. All good. Okay, so we've been going for about 50 minutes here, and we've got about 40 minutes left. Is everyone okay to keep forging ahead, or do you need to have a few minutes to have a drink? You're all good? All right, beautiful. So the next little thing that you can add to your videos, and we're all going to have a chance to create our own video playing with a few of the different things we've talked about today soon. But the next one is to use images and motion path animations if we wanted to. So I wanted to show you, this is what we were sort of talking about before, that there are different features in my program, which is 2019, compared to, say, if you had Office 365, you've got better features. You can access, everyone at SCU as a student can access those features through the online PowerPoint. So I wanted to show you them here. So I'm just going to actually make this big here, which is the, let's go to there so I can just do that. So problem with working online is sometimes your internet goes really slow. I think my computer's having trouble doing a video and all sorts of things. While it's having a think about it, I might pause and see if anyone has any really specific questions that they'd like answered. Anything in the chat? We're all good. Where is the format tab? All right, good question. It will appear, I'm gonna put that off to the side because it's having a bit of a heart attack at the moment. Let me move back up here for you. Okay, so the format tab is not along the top here at the moment because I haven't got anything selected. So it will look like it's not there, but if you select an image, see I've clicked that there, that's an image, it appears up the top here. So that's the different format tabs that you have for that image. And it will look, the different things that you have on your format tab will be different depending on which item you've selected as well. So for example, if I sneak down here to this is one of those 3D objects. When I click up here on the format tab, it has a whole heap of different options that just a normal image has. Does that make sense, Beth? So it is there, but it only appears when you say click on a picture, it appears up here, and then you can click on it and you get all of these different.
Yeah, mine doesn't do that. I've clicked on I've selected an image.
Yeah.
I've clicked on format, and it just comes down, like when you click on file, it just comes down with a whole sequence of things and they're all blanked out. So there's alignment, there's pick up object, there's crop, but there's nothing like what yours is showing. And the other things are all blanked out.
What version are you working? Are you on a Mac or a PC?
Yeah, Mac.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know what the answer is then. I don't work with Macs. Is anyone else with a Mac and they've got what I've got?
Sorry, I was just playing with my images, so I missed what you're saying, but I do Mac.
You do Mac. So Beth is saying that when she clicks on the format tab, it looks very different to what I've got. And there's no,
it doesn't give me any options to do anything that you've been doing all this time. I don't have any options here. It just says, I click on format and it just says alignment, pick up object, replace font, slide background, crop. That's all I've got. I don't have any other options.
Same.
Okay. I don't know what the answer is to that, other than to suggest that if you want to do some of these things, you could work on your PowerPoint slide in, say, Google Chrome on online PowerPoint, and then
What about, oh, sorry, if you go into transitions and click onto morph, does that?
Yeah,
the transitions do, but I haven't been able to do anything that we've done so far because format just doesn't do anything like
so you don't have the option, because what have we done with format tab? We've used the crop option a lot, haven't we? We've done a lot of cropping.
I don't have crop anywhere.
There should be crop somewhere, shouldn't there? I wonder, when I can't find something, I always just type into the help. I wonder if you could type crop into is there a help? Mine says tell me what to do, but like a help option, that might be a possibility. I'm really sorry about that. Do you have the recording options? Because that's something that we will, which actually makes the video.
Yeah, we have recording.
Okay.
If you go into insert to find that.
Yeah.
You can go insert and below picture, it's got audio. And then from audio, the third option is record audio. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't have the answer to that. I apologize.
Sorry, can you just say that one more time? You go into...
I went into right up the top tabs, you've got insert, and then you go down to picture and then audio. So go to audio and it goes audio browser, audio from file, and then record audio. So click on to record audio.
Cool. I was clicking on insert next to home.
Yeah.
Not insert at the very top where it says PowerPoint, sorry.
Yeah.
So there are two different inserts, I guess.
Options.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a tricky one when we're on different platforms. So it's not working for me to show you that other little thing, but what I wanted to show you is that if you were in the PowerPoint online option, you actually have the ability to put cartoon people in that you can customize. Now, I've shown you so many different ways that we can get images, but for some reason, for the life of me, my internet is not holding up well, and it is not letting me demonstrate this for you at the moment. So perhaps if it works later, I will come back to it, but just so you know, if you're creating, say, a little animation or something where you've got, I'm not sure, you might be a nurse doing, I should have asked where everyone is from, but you might be doing nursing, and you need to do a demonstration of, you're presenting about I should talk about what I know, shouldn't I? You might be doing education, which is what I am as an educator, and you might be talking about the classroom where people are making art in the classroom. And so you might want to have an image of a teacher and then an image of some children. And now I always try to be aware of diversity in my representations. So this ability I have found to use the cartoon people has helped me to create, you know, you have the top half of the body and then the bottom half of the body, and you can really mix things up. And there's a lot of images of like people in wheelchairs or with crutches or all sorts of wide variety of different people and ethnicities. So there is that option. When it works, it's great. I just wanted to let you know that. So what I have done had some plays here, and I'm trying to not be really specific and just have some fun with it to show you, but you can create a scene, any scene you like with any of the images that we've found, and then you can animate them and then talk over the top of it. So this one, I can't even remember what I did here. I was obviously not thinking about a story or any point. I was just playing with images. But if I go, oops, excuse me, that was the wrong one. You've got to go from current slide.
Hello, welcome to this thing.
Oh, obviously I was playing with it and I was doing my normal boring audio, but you can see that there, you know, you can have things happening and, you know, stuff can happen and you create these animations.
It's coming in.
Gosh, I hope I didn't say something bad, but you can hear my audios there. So you can see how that can happen. Would you guys like me to step through how to do those animations and things like that? Or would you like to have some time to practice creating your audio and your own video, and we can workshop that, any problems that you have with your own presentations that you've got to create. So I've given you two choices there. We can have a little play with this, or we can do the record slideshow, and we can workshop it. Pop it in the chat, speak up.
I'm happy to work on my stuff.
Work on your own video and then we'll share it.
Yep.
Beautiful. So what we're going to do is, would you like me to talk you through how to do it again, or are you happy to go? How about this? I'm going to talk through it again, but what we're going to do is we're going to spend 15 minutes working on our own things now. What you can do is you can switch your camera off, turn your audio off. You can turn my volume down, stay in the meeting and just minimize it if you like, so that I'm not distracting you. Take 15 minutes. So that's going to take us to 20 past 3. So 3:20. I'm going to step through how to do that recording of that video with everyone. And then I answer any questions. But what I'd like is, if you want to have a play and have a go, you go do that now. Come back at 20 past and maybe we can do a show and tell or ask any questions from there. Okay, so if you're going to work, mute yourself, mute me, turn your volume down and get to work.
Okay.
For everyone else who would like to step through this, what I'm going to do is show you exactly how I get it done and then answer any questions. Does that sound good? All right, so I might actually, I might go to a new, I'll go back to this one because maybe that is going to be shorter for us to create a video. I think so. how you create the video is you've got your little presentation here and you want to go to slideshow tab. I don't know if it's the same for Mac users. I apologize for that, but you go to slideshow and record slideshow. Does everyone have that option? Yeah, you do? Beautiful. So we're going to click on that option. And again, I'm just going to share the different way that I need to share it. Okay, so we should be able to see. Okay, so everyone can see this this here. I'm going to stop my video in the Zoom so that I can turn my video on down here. It is completely up to you when you're doing an assignment. I don't know whether your lecturers or your tutors mandate whether to turn your camera on or whether you can just have audio. I am a big fan of faces. I think there's a lot of evidence to suggest that when we put our faces on our presentations and that when we're teaching, that people retain our information better. So I'm a big fan of it. It's this little button down the bottom corner here to turn the camera on. So you need to make sure your audio is on. If you have a special, I don't have a special microphone. My husband's a teacher and he loves all the special mics and things. I never bother. So, but this is where you select your microphone down the bottom here. Okay, you can also use notes.
Sorry, Katie, where is that? So I'm using the 365 one, but even if I go into the older version, where do I find that little, where should the camera be? And is that just
I don't have 365.
So I'll go to the other one then. I'm just in the normal. I'm not on 365. I've got both of them, right? So I'm going into the normal one. So when I've just got I'm starting from the beginning, where should that be?
Have you got this up, the recording screen up?
No.
No. Okay, so let's go back out.
I'll record screen and then it's still not at the bottom. It might just.
Okay. All right, sorry, I'm just going here. So it should be under slideshow. And then there's this section here, which is the record slideshow. Do you have that in the slideshow tab? You should have like from the beginning, from current slide.
Oh, I might just
record slideshow.
Screen. Oh, the participants are sharing. I can't do that. Yeah. I haven't got anything up there. I've just got a blank one. Do you need to have to have something on it before it will do it?
Oh, to share for me.
No, just for you to show me how to record. You can do it from blank.
Yeah. You should be able to.
So you think it's under record? I've got record. Oh yeah, it's just the pull down. So from current slide.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then once you click that, does it pop up?
Yeah, now I've got it. Yep, all good.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
All right. So we're all in this screen where it's black. This is your studio space. There's heaps of different options that you can do with your recording. You can do what I showed you before, which is hit record and just go for it. There's that option. You can add notes up here. Sometimes if I'm giving sometimes I'm creating, I'm an associate lecturer in the Faculty of Education, and I sometimes create little short videos explaining a really complex subject. And I like to have a little, like a note thing, and you don't want to, and because I'm trying to talk to the screen, I don't want to be looking down here at my notes. So sometimes I'll copy and paste a little script up the top here, and that can help. And it's sort of, you're looking at the camera, but you're actually reading your notes. So it's a little tricky tip there that you can do. The other thing that you can do, if you're, say, recording, I'll just hit record so that you can see it. You can actually, so you're presenting, you can actually demonstrate something if you want. So you could be talking about something quite specific, and you don't want to be all flashy and have those animations that we talked about. which is fine. You can actually use the highlighter. You might have some text or something that you're really trying to highlight. Well, you can see the highlighter doesn't work real well over the pictures, but, and we click to that one, and then you might think, oh, I really want to draw attention to that. So I'm going to do like a gigantic arrow. So you've got those options as well. So you can interact with it in quite a casual way, which can be really engaging. And then we go on to the next one, and I think, oh, I've made a gigantic mistake. So I'm going to just stop here. I don't have to redo everything else that I've already done. I can just restart from where I'm up to here. So how I often do that is I'll switch back to that one. I'll replay it.
And then you might think, oh, I really want to draw attention to that. So
you can see I've gone for 16 seconds. It tells me how long
as well. So you can interact with it in quite a casual way, which can be really engaging.
Okay, so I know where I'm up to.
And I think, oh,
so I'm at this slide here, and I'll just start from there and record from that spot. So it really saves you a lot of time. I used to do recordings through Zoom just for like, and you know, you'd make a mistake 5-10 minutes in and you'd be like, oh, far out, I've got to do it all again. So this is really great like that. So that's about everything I have to share about how to do it in this spot. I'm going to stop there and then go through the steps of creating the video. Does anyone have any questions before I do that?
No, just that record feature seems really good, especially if you're doing Zoom recordings. As you said, if you have to restart after 5 minutes, that feature seems really good.
Yeah. I mean, there's lots of programs that do this, and some of them do it better than PowerPoint. Some of them are amazing, but you know what PowerPoint is free for all Southern Cross students. And it's, most of us have some skills in PowerPoint already. So it's kind of a nice entry point to creating the video is so simple. So I think you can see my screen still here. I'm going to go through that step again. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but if you've had a little chance to have a play, this is how you create that video, which is you click File, Export, create a video, and then it's using the recorded timings and narrations because I've got those on there. And so I'm just going to hit Create Video, Practice, and I'll put it in downloads. But you save it where, you know, wherever you save things. And you can see down here, like if you're recording it and it's quite long, if you've got about 10 minutes worth of video, it'll take a little while, and my computer's having a hard time today. So you can see the little bar here going along. And then once that bar has rolled across, it will be ready for us to look at. So take some time now. I'm happy to continue to answer questions, but there's about 6 minutes left before everyone is coming back. Take some time to have a little play on your own here. And once this is up, I'll show you the video, which will be me blabbing on, but you know, you can use your imagination as to what it is like. Oh, here we go. So you can see I've titled it Practice.
You can actually
hold on, sorry.
Demonstrate something if you want. So you could be talking about something quite specific. And
you can't see it because it's not on the right screen, sorry.
Animations that we talked about, which is fine. You can actually use the highlighter. You might have some text or something that you're really trying to highlight.
So you can see that video.
But
it's only
and then you might think, oh, I really want to draw attention to that, so I'm going to do like a gigantic arrow. So you've got those options as well. So you can interact with it in quite a casual way, which can be really engaging.
So you can see how simple that is. Particularly the I think the drawing on the screen, everyone's different. I don't know
and you don't want to be
whether you would want to do that. It depends on your presenting style and what you're trying to communicate. But being able to draw on the screen, I think, is really, really helpful, and saves you some preparation time, because it means that you're kind of doing the explaining yourself as you're recording it as well. So we've got 15 minutes left. If people have gone and done it, they've got another 5 minutes before they come back. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to turn my camera off and I'm going to let you have a play for the next sort of 4 minutes or so. Okay, we might even pause the recording.